Independent fact-checking and
What
corrections
happened to the
are
news? You guys didn't have
encouraged.
news today.
We got a cup of coffee in here, please.
The news. All right. Am I in a bad mood already? That's why hello radio. No Toke radio. No Toke radio.
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Ba, 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 ba. See, I told you. I didn't think I was real about it. Ba, 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 ba.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Ba, 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 ba. No.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with the Dog. You make me laugh.
Apparently, I just bought $6,000 worth of Bitcoin. Bitcoin? Bitcoin. Scammed again. I don't know, is that a good thing? Where's my Bitcoin? I didn't buy any Bitcoin. I didn't buy any Bitcoin! Good morning, all you Bitcoin buyers. Am I using the right mic? Yesterday, I think I did the whole show not using the right mic. And GD said nothing about it. No, I'm not. You see this? I would have said anything again today. I could have gone the whole show not using the right mic, and GD would never say, hey, you sound a little hollow. We had a good show yesterday, even though I was on the wrong mic, sounding all hollow the entire show. Like, that's what I said. Today, we have no show. We was and a no show. Here's the deal: we were supposed to be talking Nazis, well, Auschwitz documentary about a film about Auschwitz, about Auschwitz concentration camp. Last night around 10 o'clock. I got an email from the director. He declined the invitation. Well, it's weird because your publicist sent you the invitation, not me, first of all. She asked to have you on the show. I had to explain to her, first of all, that we were not just a comedy show. Just a comedy show. Concentration camp show. We're a concentration camp show. So she invited him, the director, on the program, and he waits until like 10 hours before, less than 11 hours or something, whatever it is, 11 hours before the program to say, no, thank you. Well, but Andrew will make a great guest. Andrew who? I think Andrew is a cinematographer. I just kind of figured that out this morning, just digging through it. I don't know anything about Andrew. So if Andrew does show up, I'm not going to have any introduction for him and say, hey, here comes Andrew. Well, I could probably dig up some information on him, but it's just not right. And so I told the publicist at midnight last night, looks like your guy canceled at short notice, no explanation. She says, yeah, that's been happening. Yeah, that's been happening? So why the fuck are you booking him on the show? And she says she has more people. Yeah, so I'm going to sign up for more of that. I could have slept late. Not that I do. I don't sleep. But I could have if I slept. All right. You know how MAGA people don't like to be called dumb. They don't like to be called dumb. But dumb people don't like to be called dumb. But here's exactly why they're called dumb. They know that Donald Trump was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. They know that. There's no doubt about that. We have tons of evidence of Trump saying stuff like that himself on the air, saying that, likes, he hangs out with Epstein. Epstein likes young girls, blah, blah, blah. I like young girls, blah, blah, blah. He even says the blah, blah, blah. Now, everything is a hoax. Everything is a hoax. But the birthday card showing what really is a prepubescent, a drawing of a prepubescent girl with the birthday card with lewd insinuations. Every day is a wonderful secret. And then signature. Oh, well, that signature is not real. The signature is real. The signature looks exactly like his signature from the time that card was sent. It was in the possession of Epstein's estate, meaning his family. So here's what you have to think if you're a MAGA person going down this. Oh, it's all fake. You have to think that the Democrats are so fucking sneaky and clever that 20 years before Donald Trump ever decided to run for office, they went and faked a birthday card that matches Ivanka body type and the signature on it exactly as he was doing it at the time to set him up 20 years before he ever decided to run for office, and held on to it through his entire first term and just decided to release it now. That's what you believe. And you don't want to be called dumb. Now, Levitt, who spent a half an hour saying it was fake, it was not real. It's not his real signature. The thing is not real. It's all a hoax. When questioned about it by Maggie Haberman, New York Times, Haberman, she says, you're calling the document a hoax, the letter a hoax. And Levitt says, I'm not saying the document was a hoax, the birthday card was a hoax. I'm saying the whole narrative is a hoax. Wait, you just spent a half hour saying the thing was a hoax. Now you're saying it's not a hoax, so it's real? No, it's not real. It's a hoax. You just said it wasn't a hoax. They can't keep their story straight, and you're going to believe this. Listen, Democrat, Republican, blah, blah, blah. It's one fucking scam after another. One thing you can say about the Democrats is nobody was saying Bill Clinton I did not have sex with that. Nobody denied that he had sex with the woman. That woman, Ms. Lewinsky. They all say, yeah, he did it, but they were saying it was no big deal. Now, on Trump's side, they can't really say it's no big deal. I mean, that no big deal excuse doesn't really work when it's kids and it looks like it matches your own daughter's exact body type. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but the pictures of Ivanka standing next to him, that drawing lines up with her around 18, 19 years old, almost like she modeled for it. I could show you that, but I'm not going to bother doing that because why? Anyway, we don't have Nazis to talk to. We might have a Nazi to talk to at some point. It's probably going to be just me, GD, and we got our own Nazis to talk about, right? Speaking of concentration camps, I'm probably going to be going to one sometime today. And we have a new sponsor, but it happened so late last night. I have not. Well, do I have some? I might have something to show you about it, but I don't have the link in the description yet. So fuck it. I'm not going to do it. Anyway, they're a competitor to another sponsor that we had. It's like the sponsors. Here's the deal. I got I owe Genie a nickel for that. Here's the deal. Oh, did I say it again? That's a dime. Because I just said here's the deal. What's that? 15 cents. Anyway, I got an email saying, I noticed you have Opus Cut as a sponsor, blah, 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 blah. They didn't say blah, blah, blah. And, we're better than them, blah, 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 blah. And we'll pay you more, blah, 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 blah. So why don't you stab them in the back and use us? And I said, you know what? That's the kind of guy I am. Definitely, I'm a stab you in the back type of guy. I'll stab you in the front. I'll stab you in the back. I'll stab you any way you want to be stabbed. So while we are busy stabbing people, we'll start the stabbing for Opus Cut tomorrow. And you know what? Basically, I said, give me the service free. Don't make me pay for it, and I'll use it. I'll show everybody every day. Here's how easy it is to use. Take a minute out of the day. I haven't heard back on that. That's what I'm waiting for, actually. So anyway, what am I stuck with for friggin' sponsors around here? We're out of sponsors. Just send us fucking money, all right? Oh, I'm getting angry. Calm down. Calm down. That's better. Let's get to Mind Bloom.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches, we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
Oh, I didn't even bring GD in. What the hell? What the hell? I forgot to push the right button. Anyway, in the room with me now is the most famous person who lets me talk through shitty mics and doesn't say things at all. GD Fenderson.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Are you a world-class certified forensic humorist who has to lower themselves by doing open mics just to stay relevant in today's society? Welcome to the club. MindDogTV.com/merch. The place to go to get all of your Church of Last Resort and Coffee with the Dog gear. MindDogTV.com. Enjoy the suffering and support your local mercenaries.
Yeah, but just buy shit from our store. But first of all, I need to understand.
Yeah.
How does going to an open mic keep you relevant? I'm not sure the connection there. Like,
it's just weird. When I walked in, people aren't used to seeing me. And so they're not, at open mics. They're not used to seeing me at open mics. So I walk in, and the first person goes, "Oh my God, it's the man! It's GD Fenderson. It's the man." I was like, "Okay, I'm not the man," but they were also so happy to see that I was, because I'm old now. See, if I was young, they wouldn't be surprised that I disappeared. But when you're old, if you disappear for a couple of months, they think you're dead.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I walk in and like, holy shit, he's still alive.
Wow, he's still alive. They hit him with 6 shots and he's still alive. Well, that's bad luck for me and bad luck for you if you don't make that deal. Now, GD doesn't know where that comes from, but
yeah, it comes from Goodfellas.
Close.
Godfather?
Yes, of course. It's the Turk. It's the Turk.
Okay.
Anyway.
And I ran into someone last night who wanted to talk about the way I'm being treated on Blind Mike.
Oh, who somebody I know or no?
Yeah. You kind of know them, yeah.
Oh, so it was Tom.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Tom last night because I think Tom, maybe he's offended by my making fun of his laugh. I don't know.
Oh no, he actually he's been making the rounds and he's kind of busy right now because I said that you wanted him back on the show and he goes, "Great, he's out to see about working them in." He to see about
what's Tom's take on the way you've been treated? Maybe you don't want to.
Well, one of the things he pointed out was first thing he pointed out is that he wanted to remind me that he and Mike had their issues in the beginning, but they've resolved their issues, and that Mike is still cool with them, even though Tom is friends with me. And I think that's ironic because the only reason why Mike knows about me is because he hated Tom so much that he was digging up everything about Tom he could find, and he found me. So,
did he hate Tom's?
Yeah,
Tom?
they did. Yeah.
Why? Well, Tom's not a hateable guy. I mean, what's the hate about? I could understand if, again, we've come to anybody.
Well, again,
you don't like their music.
He hated Tom. He said Tom was a terrible comedian, but Tom has a loyal fan base. Tom does have a loyal fan base.
So,
but he also has a loyal hate base. It's like if he has 50 fans, he has 49 and a half haters. It's like that.
You know what? Taylor Swift has a loyal fan base. I don't hate her. She, what? I don't get that, and I'm not a big fan of her music. I don't think she's a great. Listen, she probably, when it comes to writing lyrics about breakups and dudes, I don't know. I guess it's pretty. It doesn't do anything for me. But I don't hate her. That's her thing. Let her do it. I wish her all the success in the world. There are plenty of musicians on Long Island and locals here that have done very well, had great success, had great fan bases that I didn't find were doing quality work, in my opinion. But I don't hate them. I mean, that doesn't. The haters should be reserved for people who fuck young girls, rape young girls, and then lie about it. That's who hate should be reserved for. I'm sorry. And other really serious grievances like that. People who are just not your cup of tea in show business, who are doing well, and you hate them. Man, you think I'm wasting energy, Marco Aurelio, Marco, whatever.
Well, I think that the bottom is Tom is, like I said, Tom and Mike have mended their fences. Tom is cool with Mike, and Tom wanted Mike and I to be like friends, and it's not like we have fences to mend, because I don't have any animosity toward Mike. My big issue was the misrepresentation of my material. If you want to criticize it, look, I go to Dylan Brody's workshop on Tuesday nights. I was there last night. Okay. Dylan Brody tells me to my face what's right and wrong with my comedy. And I don't sit here and go, I'm not showing up to the workshop next week. You just hurt my feelings. I don't do that. I say, okay, cool. I mean, there are some things that Dylan,
but you're coming back to misrepresentation. Dylan doesn't misrepresent your work either.
I can take criticism. That's what I said. I can take criticism. But if Dylan were to say, that last joke of yours about pygmy ants was awful, I said, I didn't do a joke about pygmy ants. I was just talking about pygmy ants. That wasn't a joke. I was just telling you something in the news. He goes, well, your delivery was awful. That wasn't, I was reading the news. See, we didn't have those discussions.
I totally respect your perspective on this. I don't feel the same way. Like Carl misrepresented my work, because I have one video. Well, I have several videos that are on my channel of music that is tongue-in-cheek, just meant for just something to be funny in the moment, or just because I felt like doing it. It doesn't represent my work. One of those really just silly, stupid things is what he chose to analyze my musical ability on, and misrepresented who I really am in that way. And I'm like, fine, go ahead. I mean, if that's what people want to think, if they go to my channel, they might find out that I'm a little bit more substantive than that, and they might not. And you know what? I'm not gonna whatever. If that opinion of me is out there, that all I do is, I'm the kind of guy. That's the one. I'm the kind of guy who something. I forget even the words to my song, but whatever it is, it's just a silly, stupid song that I did in a half hour. People want to think that's my musical stuff, and they're turned off by it. Fine, I'm not gonna fucking care. What do I care? So, misrepresentation. Let it happen.
Well, see, that's one of my pet peeves. I guess everybody has them, and the thing is, like I said, I'm never going to be. Chances are I'm never going to be famous. Chances are I'm never going to be, even though I am the world's foremost certified forensic humorist. I'm the number one certified forensic humorist in the world, hands down, no doubt about it. I will never be, get my acclamations, and I'll probably never be famous for that. And so, when people take the time to misrepresent and consistently do it, it bothers me, only in the sense that all I have is my reputation. That's it. When I die, the people that remember me, that's it.
All right, but the people who give a shit at all will probably go and see the thing for themselves and see that it was see the real thing anyway. So even by misrepresenting,
but most people are too lazy to do that.
If they don't give a shit, then if they're too lazy, then they were too lazy to see it if he properly misrepresented it or not. The people that do give a shit, though, And they say, well, that sounds like a really bad thing. And I'll go check. We've seen them. They've come here looking for a fight sometimes, but they see what the real thing is. I don't know. It doesn't fucking bother me. But I
Well, like I said,
appreciate that
it doesn't fill me. It doesn't fill me with hate and make me want to, do stupid stuff or say stupid stuff. I'm just saying it's a pet peeve. It gets,
I
it's
get
a
it.
pet peeve.
I get it.
No.
Yeah. So, but you know what? At this point, I honestly, I was at a point where I would have liked to see some kind of camaraderie, not necessarily friends, not like, hey, Mike,
Right,
let's go
right.
have a beer, but just getting along. But at this point, I don't want to see that because I think Mike is not a good guy. I really think. I think he's insincere. I think he has a mean spirit within him, and that's why he does what he does. He gets off on looking for people to not just make fun of, but do it in a mean-spirited way, not a kind-spirited way. I think he does. That's his thing, and he doesn't admit that. Like I will admit when I don't like somebody, and I'm being mean to them or saying, I don't like the fucking dude. But everything like Trump, every fucking accusation is a confession.
Right.
I think when he accuses you of being two-faced, that's what he's doing. And I think he can't admit to being wrong because he's still holding on to this idea. I have proof. I've seen the clips. No, I told you about the context of the clips, and you agreed and said, "Thank you, sir. Understood." Now, thank you, sir, understood. And then the next week to come back and say, what is he saying? I didn't discuss what's wrong with GD's comedy because who has the time? Just kidding. I think GD is funny. That was Slaptail saying that for the people on the radio. Slaptail is our resident curmudgeon, young curmudgeon. He's not an old. He's working at getting to be an old curmudgeon, but he's a young curmudgeon.
Well, Tom had mentioned some of the things that Mike had said on his show about me, and I said, okay, fine. I said, just so you know, I said I'm not going to correct it or uncorrect it. I said I'm just going to show you the emails back and forth between us, and you can, And so, like he would say, like Mike would say something that I said, but take it completely out of context and make it sound like I was begging to be on their show, or something. It's like, no, I wasn't begging to be on their show.
No, yeah, I can attest to the fact that GD told me he didn't really care to be on this show, and I was the one pushing him to do it. And he wouldn't have even written the email had I not suggested it or asked him to do it because I thought it would be. Listen, again, I think the intention there is that those people who, once they get to see you, might go and see the real thing and then not have to take somebody else's word for what you do.
Yeah, yeah. Now that is even when even in my because when I do my material is 95% true. And I say 95% because it's like if I do the event in real time, I'd be on stage for 60 years because that's how long some of this stuff took to transpire. So I compress time, and so it's 95% true, but it is real, and everything that I say happened. But I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's called getting old.
Damn.
Oh yeah, and by the way, the price of fucking coffee. What? Huh?
But what I do is real. I don't make stuff up. And so when no, I really had a point. Damn it, son of a bitch.
All right. Well, maybe it will come to you in the next because
Tonight. It'll come to me tonight while I'm sleeping. I'll wake up and I'll go on the air and I'll say, "You gotta hear this."
All right, let's change the subject, and I'm sure it'll come to you the minute we change the subject.
Yeah.
This fucking guy with the listen. If you don't want to be on the show, you don't want to be on the show. But to come to that conclusion at 10 o'clock the night before you're supposed to be on the show, and then just decline the invitation without any explanation, to me, not to the publicist who booked you on the show, so that she could come to me and say, make an excuse or whatever. So he left me like thinking, well, now I don't have a show tomorrow. What do I do? Should I cancel? What do I just, we've done this. This show really is nothing without the guests. Before you were here, before Willie was here, even when Kiara was here, if a guest didn't show up, it would be me rambling for fucking way too long and like saying nothing or saying I hate Trump, 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 and then say goodbye. The show is all about the guests. When the guests don't show up, especially late last minute, it fucking puts a hole in the show.
Yeah.
And for that guy not to give me even an excuse or anything, and then for his publicist to say, yeah, that's been happening. Yeah, that's been happening. And I have more. Like, what the fuck?
I have more irresponsible people that show up.
So
I looked up I was reaching out to someone to be on the show tomorrow, and I went to send them the link for Thursday's show. The thing is, what I thought was the link for Thursday's show was actually the link that you sent me for the IMDb, and so I sent them the IMDb link, and then I went to look for the IMDb link so that I could check out the IMDb link, and then I recognized the thing and went, that's what I just sent her. So I had to go back and explain to her, if you want to be on the show, let me know, and I'll send you the Thursday show thing. Just let me know that you want to be on, so I can make sure you get the link.
All right, where you?
But the IMDb page was actually not the page, but that entry was created by John Beavers.
I did not know. See, now I'm gonna. But why does it say UK? It says is he out of the UK? Michigan?
Well, I don't know. I don't know about the UK thing because I didn't see that when I went to the link. I didn't see that. I just saw that above my name it said Slaptail Nation, and then it had two arrows. And if you tap on the arrow in either direction, it'll take you to previous shows or shows that occurred after that.
I didn't
podcast.
see any. Oh yeah, there it is. Slaptail Squad is right at the top.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't see that because I just clicked on it. It just comes down to talking comedy with certified forensic humor. But then it does say UK podcast episode, and then August something when it came out.
Right.
But I did not know that we could put. God, you know what my IMDb page will look like?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You would have like 4,917 and a half entries, and I'd have at least 6.
Yeah. So
you need to go back. You need to go back and post date these things.
Do you have to be an IMDb Pro user, John? John, if you're there, Mr. Slaptail, do you have to be an IMDb Pro member, or can you just? I'm a member, and I have a page with several credits on it, and it seems like a lot of work if I'm going to put every podcast episode.
Yeah, but he may have like a simple thing, like whenever he posts it, it goes to IMDb page because.
Oh,
thank
it does
you.
say I am IMDb Pro. Is that wow? What am I paying for that?
So now you got to find out why you haven't been giving me my just dues. Damn it.
Yeah, right. Well, I will. I mean, it's just so much work. I got to hire an intern, right? That's what I need, an intern.
That's what, you don't hire intern. Well, you don't. But interns don't get paid. They get college credit.
Yeah. No, I think it just links you. No, we didn't do anything. What? You didn't do anything? So how come? Well, I got to find out how. How do you get it? It just links you automatically by the RSS stuff?
I don't know. Look, you're talking to someone. As soon as you start using abbreviations for shit, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
RSS is really simple syndication, which means
I thought RSS was round stupid, round.
Yeah. But so that's what podcasting is built on, the RSS feed, which is just a simple text thing that sends it out to the internet. They find it. All these distributors see the RSS and then put it in their thing. I thought
RSS was round supple sisters.
It could be used for some really cool stuff, but it would never advance beyond this because you could really have like content being picked up by all sorts of news feeds and stuff like that if you know what you're doing with it. I kind of knew what I was doing with it back when because I started with the technology back in the early 2000s. And if I had the time and energy, I could probably blow up. I'm dying here. You see me dying? Lung cancer.
Yeah.
I could probably blow up the content at least to some extent. You would think we would be bigger. I would think you would be bigger.
But I thought you were the right size when I got there. If you were much bigger, then you would like tower over the rest of us.
That's a good joke. That's what you
Now,
have
like
to do.
I think John Cock is too big. I think John Cock is too big.
Wow.
Yeah.
But when you do a Jackie impersonation, just for people, I know there's a lot of like Elvis impersonators. There's a lot of Jackie impersonators out there. When you do it, you do the hee hee, but after the hee hee, you got to say that's a good joke. All right. So for the Jackie impersonation industry out there.
Now I think Jackie laughed at one of John's jokes. He laughed and after that he goes, "That's a good joke." Then he says, "That's dark."
That's why it's a good joke.
He says that's really dark.
On this Slaptail thing, it says release date August 24th, 2025, United Kingdom. Like what?
Is that where RSS is based? I don't know.
No,
I have no. Look, I don't know. I don't.
That's a good joke. Gee, I don't know. It must have been something when it was set up that they just identified John as coming from the UK or something. But wow, I'll look into that. Yeah, my IMDb page would be like the most prolific IMDb page going, and all of a sudden I went from being a nobody to being an everybody. I'm an everybody. I'm one of the beautiful people. I'm welcome at the parties in the Hamptons, which I was not welcome at.
So because I'm wondering if I join IMDb, if I get like an IMDb Pro membership, if I can go back and post posthumously at my Done Way Past Funny episodes.
Absolutely, you can. You can post anything to you if you got IMDb Pro, anything you've ever done.
So what's an IMDb Pro cost you these days?
That's what I don't know what they're charging me, because obviously I have paid for it and I didn't even realize.
Is that what the $6,000 was for the other day?
No. I think
I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to laugh at somebody taking $6,000 out of your account. I'm just laughing because it wasn't mine.
Yeah, and then another. Apparently, I bought $6,000 or $5,000 worth of Bitcoin today. I don't even know how to buy Bitcoin.
Shit, you better get a hold on your finances, my man, because if this show ends because you don't have any money, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, well, me too. I mean, because first of all, it shouldn't happen. And second of all, my bank, when I question them about it, you got to check with the vendor. And if we put a stop on that, it puts a stop on everything, and all your automatic banking is going to shut off. No, you can't shut off all my automatic banking. I have bills to pay that are. It's fucking frustrating as hell. I hate this fucking world.
Sunshine wants to know, what would you do with your fame?
What would I do with my fame? Well, die. Famous. You know what? I don't. Fame, this was super. Going back to the first day, an argument I've been having on the podcast about the value of fame. I don't want fame. I wanna have something for people who knew me to remember me after I'm gone. Say, this is what a record of content that people can remember me by after I'm gone. And now there's not a lot of people who remember me because they're all dead. All my friends are dead. And even my kid is dead. So I mean, who's going to remember me? I have a grandson. He might when he's 50 years old say, well, what was Grandpa like? Oh, he was a sick fuck. But whatever. I mean, that's what I care about. Not really fame. Coming back, do you know about this kid with the gay bashing thing? Did I ever tell you about him? He was on one of the first. He wrote to me.
This isn't the guy that went to jail because he was a Trumper and got beat up because he was a gay guy.
In the very first, when I started doing Mind Dog TV podcast, last century. Not really last century, but one of the first interviews, this guy wrote to me from Facebook. I think it DM'd me. I've been I've been a victim of a gay bashing in Albuquerque. I'd love to come on and tell my story. And basically, I said, "Well, he's saying they knocked his teeth out and beat him up and all this stuff because he was at a gay pride parade." I said, well, that's not gay bashing. Gay bashing is when I call you a faggot or a homo or whatever and just bashing you. what you are a victim of, according to what you're telling me, is an assault, and you got to file a police report and get people arrested. And the more the guy told the story, the more I started to think this is like a gay version of Jesse Smollett. Like you're making this up. And all of a sudden the guy started to get like angry at me, but he couldn't provide me with any details. He refused to say why he wouldn't go to the police. He seemed to have a full mouth of teeth, which and when I asked, well, you said they knocked your teeth out, did you get them replaced? He didn't have an answer for that. Like, this seems like you're making this up, and why would you make this up? And then I go and I did a little research on him, and I don't even think he was actually even gay. I mean, because he had girlfriends.
Okay, how did you test that? You said, "Look, I don't believe you're gay. Suck this, will you?"
So what do? You try to, and so, but he when he first started out, he was like this. Well, he's in the second window there, and he's like this. And I'm like, well, what's this about? My guest has his back turned to me. I introduce him, and he does one of these. And it's on his shirt. It says, Evan the Entertainer. It's like, well, what's that about? You're here to talk about supposedly a gay bashing, and you're doing this big showbiz turnaround reveal of Evan the Entertainer. He says, I just got to get famous, man. I got to get on Ellen DeGeneres. I love that show. I just got to get on there. I got to get famous. I was like, so you're using this as a gimmick to get famous? No, that's not what it's about. Well, you just said that's what it's about. And so it got really ugly. And then I got into this whole thing about the value of fame in and of itself is not valuable at all. And we've come to a generation that wants fame without doing anything to be famous for. And I kept trying to make the case that celebrity is about celebrating personalities. We don't celebrate personalities just because they're there. Well, Kim Kardashian, yes, she's just there. Paris Hilton, whatever, they were just there. And that's what caused this whole thing. But generally, celebrity is about you're celebrating them for what they've achieved, the art they've created, all this kind of, you have to do something first, and then you get famous. You don't get famous and then say, I'm here, I'm famous, give me something to do. And man, all of a sudden, I had half the Albuquerque gay community after me. Why are you being so homophobic? I'm like, homophobic has nothing to do with it. I think this guy's doing more damage to gay people by pretending to be gay, pretending to be making up this bash thing like Jesse Smollett. So anyway, yeah, fame in and of itself is just a fucking empty reward for doing nothing. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in having some kind of legacy, because other than that, generally, if you go to a funeral and somebody's given an epitaph or something, it's about, well, he's a good father. I wasn't a good father, so I don't have that. He was a good husband. No, he wasn't a good husband, so take that. What did he have? Well, he did a podcast. He played in a band.
He kept the mustache dye industry in business.
I don't know if in business, but definitely a steady customer they can count on once a month or so. So that's it. That's my legacy right now.
Well, you put the Puspatuck people on the map.
The who? Oh, Puspatuck. Oh, yeah. No, they're grateful. Because I probably should share this video. Last time I went there, fucking empty. And I was like, why are you resisting doing a puff and paint party here? I could bring a crowd of people here. And the manager is always conveniently smoking upstairs or something.
And I would come up there to do a few shows. I really would.
Yeah. I mean, so last week maybe I should dig that video out. I come out after having this conversation at a Puspatuck, and there's a lady with a big sign that says free weed. Like, I got it. What's this free weed about? Well, we give you free weed when you make a purchase in the store. Well, that's not free weed. That free weed is I come over here, you say, here you go again. It's free weed, and I walk away. That's it. It's not.
See, now, in my house, free weed is when I go outside and I see these weeds are imprisoned in the ground, and I dig them up and I free them from the dirt and I throw them out and say, now you're free. Go wherever you want.
Well, it's kind of similar to Long Island, where free weed means Jackie's in Michigan. Go to his house. Or Well, you could just go to his house, even though when he's on Long Island, and say, Jackie, I would love some free weed. I got good pot. Come on in. And go up to the attic. I'm telling people exactly where in his house to go now.
And before you mentioned where he lives, I'm sorry, he doesn't live there. He doesn't live in that neighborhood.
Yeah. So
and since his house has been in so many movies, once they get to the neighborhood, they'll find his house.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's because we've talked about this. I hate Trump. I hate Trump. I hate Trump. Every day I wake up and first thing I do is I check the news app on my phone. Is he dead? Oh, there's nothing about him being dead. Now, last week on my birthday, I woke up and it said Trump was dead. And I was like, wow, what a fucking birthday present. It turned out to be a lie, and he doesn't even look like he's going to die. But he can't walk. I don't know if you saw him yesterday in D.C. He brought the press corps to show them how safe it was to walk in D.C. And then he was surrounded by security as he walked on a sidewalk for 30 feet, but he couldn't walk a straight line again. He has this problem now walking straight lines and stuff. Right. But I don't think showing up surrounded by security is proof
right
that look, we cleaned up crime. It says
any gang could do that. That's why gangs walk like that. They're safe. You get like a gang of people walking on the street and it's like, yeah, it's perfectly safe. Nobody fucks with us. I got my boys with me. They got their guns and they got their zip guns and their knives, and nobody fucks with us. So that doesn't show that the streets are safe. It shows that nobody's gonna fuck with you when you're surrounded by people with guns.
Yeah. John Beavis just saved me hours and hours and hours and hours. Listen, I told my wife about the Better Sister, and I said, I think my friend Jackie's in there. And my wife, of course, says, Jackie who? And then, but I said, maybe check it out. And then she started to watch the first 10 minutes. Like, where is he? I was like, I'll watch the thing and I'll let you know where he is. John just lets me know he's in the next to the last episode. So now, if and when I get back to try and find him, I can just go to the next to the last episode. I'm not going to watch. It's a good show. I don't watch any shows. There's no such thing as a good show.
So I have a friend who's an actor, and he's been in quite a few movies, but he was in Forrest Gump, and he has like this 2 words or something in Forrest Gump, but look. This is a guy I've been friends with for like 10 years. Okay, I know what he looks like. I can't find him in Forrest Gump. I hear the words that he says, and I'm like, but where's his face? It goes by so fast. This is literally one of those things like if you blink, you miss me. But of course, he knows where he is. He could say like, hey, it's like the footage of me on the Colbert Show. There I am right there.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Well, kind of like me in Car Wash. Well,
yeah.
Willie called me up at 2:00 in the morning. Hey, are you in the opening scene of Car Wash? Like that? Is that you, man? That's you, man? Like, holy shit! Like, wait, I didn't even realize I was in the opening scene. I know I'm in the trailer, but I did not even know I made it to the movie. But yeah, you just see me walking in my dopey 1975 Army jacket, which it wasn't mine. Just for a second, and Willie got all excited about it. Like, no lines, just walking for a second on the street. Yeah,
I wish I had friends in Hollywood that would get me the stuff that's been cut from the movies, because otherwise, so that way I can show that I was in 3 movies. I was cut from 3 movies.
Wow.
I was cut from 3 movies and denied. Well, not denied. They just decided not to use my music in one of another one. So I'm like real close to not being anything in Hollywood.
See, now, what are they?
And I don't have to be and I didn't have to be a waiter to be removed from those movies.
Right. So what are they going to say in your epitaph?
Well, actually, on my urn, it says everything. On the top of my urn says everything I could take with me is in here with me.
Wow.
That's what the top of my urn says. And the bottom of my urn, the base, which I have to get made, it's supposed to say, leave the world better than you found it. Well, I left the world better. I tried to leave the world better than I found it.
Yeah, that's out of your control. So I think this is part of coming back to, I hate to do this, but coming back to these reaction video people. There is no, and the one in specific that we were talking about, this morning. But there's no redeeming value. You're not adding any. At least say what you will about the show. You can hate it, whatever. The intent here is to raise the level of interest and curiosity in important subjects that I feel are important. I feel like that even though I might be failing at it, my intent here is to leave the world a better place in that way. Show people about films about Auschwitz you might not know about and why it's important to learn about these things, and books and authors. And some of them could be duds or whatever, like that kid the other day. I can't. It's not important to me. What the hell were we even talking about?
Yeah, and we don't necessarily have to agree with the things that are being put onto the show.
Right.
It's just an exposure. It's just exposing people to different thoughts and stuff like that.
But
so people, stop trying to get us banned from YouTube, you dicks.
Yeah. Right. And then, but these people who are just doing reaction videos, they're adding nothing. They're just basically saying, I'm going to watch television, and I think it's really important for you to come over and watch me watch television while I bitch and moan about what I chose to watch. Like, wait, what the fuck? How are you doing adding anything of value? Now, it boggles my mind that 800 people will get up early on a Sunday morning to watch somebody talk about comedy specials or talk about things they saw on YouTube. Like, I could do that for myself, right? You're saving me from having to go to do that, but now I'm surrendering my thought process to you. You tell me what to think.
On the other hand, what they're doing is they have a predisposition to not like things anyway. So now they're finding more things that they cannot like without having to go through the trouble of finding the thing to like it. So someone can say, I have something here for you to not like. It says, thank you. Because now I don't have to go look at that thing. I can just not like it based on what you said. Thank you.
Yeah.
You saved me 2 hours, which I am now going to waste by listening to you.
Yeah. One of the pieces that, it didn't enlighten me somewhat, I got a chuckle out of it, was on the show last week. That show. Yeah, I'm talking about Blind Mike's show. This King Abdullah guy, somebody had accused him of rape, and he took exception to that. And then the guy went back and found the exact court papers and read them. And the guy was saying, well, I was not convicted. This is the guy's rationale. I was not convicted of rape. I was convicted of oral copulation with a minor. Oh,
much better. Oh, gosh.
Don't say you're a good guy. You were just getting a blowjob from a kid.
Thank God you cleared that up, because I was worried.
I mean, and this is kind of it's almost Trumpian in the rationale. Like, oh yeah, he's not a rapist; he's a sex abuser. There's a difference. He didn't rape E. Jean Carroll. He was found to have sexually abused her. That's different. Not in my book. In my book, you jam a finger in somebody's vagina, you're raping them. It doesn't have to be your penis. It's something they didn't ask for.
Right. As a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, sexual assault does not require physical penetration.
Right. Well,
that's not a prerequisite.
Yeah. And then to say she
liked
it.
It helps, but it's not a prerequisite.
Yeah. And then to say she liked it. I mean, that if people aren't, if that doesn't make you sick, and this is the thing. Now, all these fucking people, Caroline Levitt, all these people, Pan Bondi, they know. I have to know. This guy fucking raped kids. I'm going to get up every day and try to convince the world that he didn't. For the party.
That's what I don't understand. Because it's okay. I have friends who have done bad things. Okay. I do not justify what they do, and I don't defend them. As a matter of fact, I don't even think I'm friends with most of them anymore. I'm saying that I'm trying to think. Now, I don't have any friends in my life that I know have done wrong. When I say wrong, I don't mean like stole stuff as a kid. I mean like abusive things, break people, beat people, rob people. I don't have any friends in my life who've done that. I think the worst friend I have is probably you, Matt. No.
No, I probably because I don't know, I haven't raped anybody, but I've definitely done things that were criminal. Most of them are way beyond the statute of limitations. I think all of them are. But I've done things that I totally regret in life that were bad people things.
Yeah.
You know.
But I don't defend their actions. I don't go around lying for them. If someone were to say to me, GD, Matt hung a guy from a balcony in California and dropped him. Well, and I wouldn't say, well, technically he didn't drop him. The guy slipped out of his shoes.
That's,
so I'm not,
accurate.
I wasn't there. You were there. I would say, look, the guy lived, right? Okay, fine.
Yeah. And
I'm not, but what I'm saying is I'm not going to go around. I don't go around defending people's bad actions is what I'm trying to say.
I don't even defend it either. I will say that while I did not have the intent of dropping this guy on his fucking head, just the act of hanging him over the balcony is a bad thing to do. It's something I regret doing. It's a mobster thing. It's not the thing you want to do to somebody just because they. And the amount of money we're talking about, yeah. I think it was less than $75 with that he stole from Ronnie Mignani. Veronica Mignani. Well, I don't know. We called her Ronnie Mignani. But he stole less than $75. That's not worth risking somebody's life.
Okay, but this was $75 in what? In 1900s dollars, right?
I would say 1980, somewhere around that.
Okay, so that's almost like $300 today.
Still, that's not worth somebody's life. And again, I didn't have the intention, and he didn't die, but I didn't have the intention of dropping him and hurting him severely. I had the intention of threatening him, but even that is a bad thing to do, and I regret it. I totally regret it. I live with things like that all the time. I wake up when I do finally fall asleep in my naps, not in the middle of the night, in the daytime. I wake up horrified thinking about, man, if I had to be in judgment of myself, there's a special place in hell.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel bad about. I used to be. I was a nunchuck user, and I used to let people throw things at me, and I would like hit them out of the air. And I'd have them stand on two different sides of me, and they would just throw them randomly, and I would just hit them out of the air. That's what I did. That's what I did for kicks, to show when I wanted to show off. During that weekend, my cousin said something to get on my nerves, and I don't know why I did it, but I took my nunchucks and I hit him square in the solar plexus, and he went and stopped breathing and fell back stopped breathing. And I was like, oh my God, I think I killed. And I'm like, please breathe, please breathe, please breathe, breathe. And he, I was like, oh, thank God, but I was still mad at him, but but to this day I feel bad that I did that. Same thing with my little stepbrother. I was teaching him how to wrestle, and there was this thing beautiful Bobby did called the Bobby lock. And he would lock his legs in your legs, and the only way out is to damage yourself. And so I locked my legs in my little brother's legs, my stepbrother's legs, to show him how the Bobby lock works. And I fall back, and he flies over me, and he flies flat into the wall, hit his head, big old knot. I mean, the size of, if you cut an egg in half, if you boil an egg and cut it in half, long ways, that's how big the knot was.
Yeah.
A medium egg, not a jumbo. Medium egg. It was a huge knot. And I was like trying to push it back in before my mother and my stepfather got to see it. I was trying to push the knot
back in. That's funny.
I was like, oh Jesus, oh Lord Jesus.
You got to get a hammer to knock it back in.
Well,
you don't just push it back in. Yeah.
I didn't know where my stepfather hid the hammers.
You reminded me of a couple of things. I don't know if I told you the story about the guy that I knocked out with nunchucks. I was pretty good with nunchucks, and known in Portales, New Mexico, because I was the only guy they've ever seen with nunchucks. Used to run with them and all this stuff. And when I got the house from Old Man Thompson, the racist guy I had talking about on this program. There's a house next door, and there's a girl who's smoking hot Mexican girl. She's out there in a bikini getting some sun, and I was doing the nunchucks in the backyard, and I was trying to impress her. And I did this thing. I came up and I hit myself square in the head, and then pulled it down, hit myself square in the nuts, and then pulled it back up again and hit myself in the head. It was boom, 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 really quick, and knocked myself unconscious. And when I woke up, like it was several minutes later when I woke up, I could still hear the echoing laughter of, and not only was she hysterically laughing, she called out all the neighbors to see, like, look, he fucking knocked himself out. Yeah, the not on the head thing. I had one of those when I one time I got hit on the top of the head with a baseball bat at 6 o'clock in the morning when I had to go to Groton, Connecticut, to the submarine base, which is a 7-hour drive from where I was. And the guy hit me on the top of the head, road rage thing, fighting with somebody, hit me on the top of the head with a fucking baseball bat. And I could actually see the lump grow. Like, like a cartoon thing. And then like the splitting, this worst fucking headache you can imagine. My eyes are all blurry. I got a concussion and I might have a broken skull, and I got a job to do, and I got to drive 7 hours. So a trooper that I am, I went in and bought a bag of ice and drove to Connecticut like this with a bag of ice on my head. Boy, by the time I got home, I had to explain to my wife what that egg was on the top of my head. She's like, "Why are you gonna stop getting in fights? You're 27 years old, or whatever." She's like, "Oh, come on."
It's funny. When I was growing up, I got hit in the back of the head, and so this one side of my head had this, like, if I was sitting like this, my head went like that because of the bump on one side. And because that one side stuck up about a half inch, every time I got hit in the back of the head, I got hit in that one spot. So it just kept, so the back of my head had that one lump that just would not ever, it just like it was perennial. It didn't go down. And it was so bad that actually I couldn't grow hair there. I had this one bald spot, and it took like maybe 6 years of not getting hit in the head for the hair to grow back. But when it did grow back, it grew back much better than the rest of the hair on my head. Because I had what people call very nappy hair. In the black community, I had bad hair. Yeah, it was very, very nappy. But in that one spot that was bald for like years, when the hair finally did grow, it grew in. It was like straight and smooth. And so I had all this kinky hair with this tuft of smooth hair, not even, it's worse than a cowlick. It was just a tuft of like a little mini afro inside of my afro.
Wow. We have a breaking news story of a local high school here who's on lockdown because of a suspected shooter in the building, which is another one. There you go. You think this is probably going to be a trans person, right? These trannies are just going crazy, shooting people up. I didn't mean that, folks. That was a joke. Sarcasm. That's what that was. Sarcasm.
The trial of the guy who, what's his name? Dylan Roof? Was that his name? The one that attempted to shoot Trump in Florida? His trial started, and he's defending himself in court.
Like a Lyle Ferguson thing. I don't know. You probably don't know that reference, Lyle Ferguson.
Yeah, Lyle Ferguson. He was second baseman for the New York Mets.
Not quite. I think he was on his way to a Met game when he shot up an Long Island Railroad train. I think he shot like multiple people. This is 30 years ago.
But he did defend him. Yeah, he defended
He defended himself, and the thing when he was asking people on the stand. So where were you when Ferguson shot you? And the guy, you mean when you shot me? I was right in front of you. Don't you remember? I mean,
Your Honor, this witness is being non-responsive.
Yeah. That's a terrible thing, though. Another fucking shooting in a high. Why high schools? Why?
I think people are trying to get famous. They're trying to answer Sunshine's question. Her question wasn't what would you do to be famous? What would you do with it? Um,
Listen,
and I would say the people, if you're going to shoot up a school and shoot yourself, start with yourself first, and if you survive that, then shoot the school up. Don't yeah.
that's a good point. But I'm just saying, if you have to do a mass shooting, leave the kids alone. Go to someplace. Go to a Klan rally and see. Now there you're accomplishing two goals. You are fulfilling your underlying need to do a mass shooting, and you're doing the world a favor. Go to bad people and shoot them. Not kids. There might be some bad kids, no doubt about it, but they have a chance to redeem themselves. They're still kids. They're potential. Kids are nothing but potential. Don't go to fuck up the young people. If you must do a mass shooting, go to a Klan rally. I'm at a lack of other kind of places you could go, but there are bad people that congregate. Go shoot them up. Go look for the bad.
I think so. Now, I did. This was it was either a showcase or an open mic. I know where I was. I just don't remember why it was. But one of the things I did was I was saying the routine was like, hate is so expensive. That was the bit. Hate is expensive. And I was talking about people who feel it necessary, Klansmen in particular, feel it necessary to cleanse society by killing blacks. And my take is, look, I understand their point of view. My thing is, just don't shoot blacks willy-nilly if you're trying to make the world a better place. Come to a black meeting. We'll give you a list of the black people that we're willing to live without. That way, you will get your quota of killing blacks, and we will have better black people in the world, because the bad ones will have been eliminated. So ask us for the list, and both parties are happy. That was the bit I did, and I'm almost positive that somebody was like, and I think it was somebody from the Blind Mike group, was saying that. Is he saying it's okay to kill black people?
That's another thing. I mean, first of all, my takeaway from what you just said is that's a very pragmatic solution. But also, you have seen The Godfather, or at least channeled The Godfather, because the Turk, the guy who I said was mentioning, quoted before.
Well, I saw The Godfather. It was a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
4 weeks ago, maybe.
But that line, blood is a big expense, Tom. I'm not a violent man. Blood is a big expense. I'm a businessman. And that's basically what you're saying. You're expressing this hate is expensive.
Yeah, hate is expensive. The whole idea is that what the people, like, one of the things I discuss is that, and again, I'm not doing this as a joke. So Dylan, if you're watching, don't talk about my delivery and my punchlines. I'm telling it as a story, not as a joke. Because I'm not going to do my routine on air, and I'm not going to burn my material on the air. But
why not? Why not?
There was a time in the South when pools were segregated, and when they said, okay, public schools can no longer be segregated, rather than swim with black people, they closed up the public pools, and a lot of people just put their own pools in their yard. That's fucking expensive just because you don't want to swim with black people. Okay, if that's the case, if they're really having that problem, leave the public pools open and say, okay, blacks can swim from 6 to 5 or alternate swim. Blacks can swim odd hours, whites can swim, but there are ways of doing it other than being so expensive that you shut down the neighborhood pool and everybody has a private pool that only holds only 2 or 3 kids are going to use at a time. That's fucking expensive. Or if your neighbor moves in and you have a house that's almost paid for, and a neighbor moves in and they're, quote, black, undesirable, and rather than have the equity in your home, you go, I'm going to sell this house and acquire new debt because I don't want a black neighbor. That's how expensive hate is,
Yeah.
And that's the whole premise. It's showing all the things that people have done and all the money they've spent on hatred, to feed their hatred.
So circling back to your comment or your observation of the person in the chat room saying, is he saying it's okay to shoot black people? This is a point that I brought up to Mike, and I said, when GD was commenting about, when he said they're so stupid, he's talking about your chat room, and you have to agree. Now, he's got a lot more people in his chat room, so he's going to have a higher number of idiots. But in every chat room, there are idiots, and you got to admit that there are a lot of them in your chat room. We have maybe one, and he's not here now.
He's got to work. He's at a bank.
No,
No, I'm just no.
I wasn't talking about Stephen. That would make two, but no.
I'm just, if you're listening, Stephen, and I'm why aren't you working?
Yeah,
Sorry.
go steal some money, man. I could use $12,000 right about now.
And Stephen could use a new car.
Yeah. You motherfuckers crazy. See, now Ian, as much as he's not a nice guy and is evil to the core, he's not a dope. He's not one of these stupid people in the chat room. He's just an evil person, and just mean to me. He's a sadist, is what he is. But he's smart. He's not a stupid sadist. Which I think probably, if you're going to be a sadist, you're probably better off being stupid. But coming back to his chat room is full of fucking hardcore idiots, and he has to fucking admit that, but he can't admit that. And that's who you were talking about. So, and we beat that horse pretty dead.
But also now, and both can be true. I was referring to his audience, but also their methods. His methods of analyzing are inept, and I stand by that.
Right.
Sometimes he is. I'm not saying stupid like a lack of intelligence. I'm saying stupid like he just doesn't get things that are kind of obvious to other people. You know, or he overthinks it. He overthinks it, and in overthinking misses the mark.
I disagree. I think that's an intentional, not stupidity. I think it's intentional, because if you don't do that and you just, then there's he's got nothing to say. If he doesn't dig in on every fucking word that you say, why even bother doing it? Because you might as well just let people enjoy it for themselves. Find out.
That's just it. That's just it. You don't. I make enough mistakes. Look, when I look at that routine, when I look at that 2-hour special, and then once in a while I do look at it, because there's some things I may want to redo and modernize it. And so I would say, well, how did I do it? Then how can I make it work now? Because I am unfamous enough that I can actually go back to material that I've used 11 years ago and trust that the majority of the world still hasn't seen it. I can have 11-year-old material that people still hasn't seen, or I can update it. So yeah, once in a while I look back to it and go, oh yeah, that was a good premise, or I can update that story. Like I did with the circumcision. I started talking about my circumcision in that thing, and then I updated it in the next one, and same, that kind of stuff. So yeah, but I made enough mistakes that you can criticize it and find real criticism without having to manufacture criticism.
Well, this is the thing. It's not just you. It's and I know it's kind of, for you, it is very personal, but it's everybody. If he doesn't do this kind of over analytical thing, he's got nothing to say. No matter who he's talking about, it's just like, go watch it for yourself. I watched this. I found it interesting in whatever, in a good way or a bad way. Go watch it for yourself. If he doesn't, he's got to find something to talk about, and so to kill time. So that's what he does.
But if that's the case, then fill the time with like 19 other people. Why spend so much time?
Almost every, and I'm not defending him. I'm just saying this is, and if anything, I'm really indicting him. This is the model of his show, is to fill it with not just you, but like 10 people before you, and do the exact same thing to them on every show. He spends his week on YouTube. Funny thing for a blind guy to be on YouTube all the time for things he's just really listening to, because apparently he can't even see when people are on the screen. That Eric guy, or Hack Oddity, has to explain, not Hack Oddity, Hack Ride guy. He needs to explain to him like who's on the screen right now. Funny you can't see Bird is sitting on the sofa with no shoes on, Indian style. Like, okay, so you're watching podcasts on YouTube. You might as well just be listening. You're watching them and you can't see what's on the screen all week long to get things that you could talk about. You've already made notes and know what you're going to talk about, and just say the things you already thought about during the week on Sunday morning for people who can't think for themselves and need you to think for them. That's the model, unfortunately. It's a very weird model to me.
On a different note, I did an open mic last night, and then on the way home from the open mic, I joined in my Zoom call with Dylan, my weekly Zoom call with Dylan.
While driving.
Well, I was driving while I was doing the Zoom thing with Dylan. And here's a funny thing. Dylan started talking when I pulled out of the parking lot. And by the time I got home, 45 minutes later,
He took a breath.
He was still talking.
He took a breath. Wow.
But okay, so I drove. Actually, it was a little bit longer than 45 minutes because I pulled over twice because first time I punched in the wrong Zoom code and I was in the wrong room and I waited like 5 minutes and then I sent him a message it says I'm waiting. And he says text back, you're in the wrong room. And so I pull over again and I find the right room and I get in and then but almost an hour, he was doing his thing. And I got home and then he goes, and he gave us some exercises to work on, some material he wanted us to write. And he goes, write a joke about blah, blah, blah. Now I'm driving, so I can't really write it. So I do it, but it's like I said, it's kind of haphazard because I can't write it and form it out. But he's laughing. He's like, this is really good. This is really good. And he says that he goes, this is what you need to do to fix it, which is the way I actually would do it. The way I actually, tell that story. He goes, this is what you do. It's like, that's how I tell the story when I'm not driving. But the open mic, I opened up with a joke that I wrote yesterday based on me driving home. Matter of fact, no, I'll take that back. I didn't write it. I wrote it Sunday morning because the Reverend did it first, and I just told it from a different point of view. So I wrote it on Sunday morning. The self-driving car thing.
I text you this. I went back and watched Church.
Oh yeah.
Now this is definitely a boomer sense of humor thing. And this is not a bash on you or the Rev or anybody. This is the reason I get to those kind of things is because of the generation we're from. This was the kind of humor that we grew up on, 60s, 70s, even the 80s stuff is for people who don't know what I'm talking about. On Church of Last Resort on Sunday, the Rev was talking about a fighter who had gone the distance with a lot of notable people, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, and Rev commented that going the distance is just a polite way of saying took a long time to lose. And for me, that's a very funny observation. But I can see that as a 30-year-old or a millennial will probably say, why are you laughing at that? That took a long time to lose.
What? And what is he losing?
Yeah.
How much time is a long time? I mean, fights are only 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
You got 15 rounds, 3 minutes each, 1 minute between rounds. That's an hour. So it just takes an hour to lose. I don't.
Yeah. And those were the days. I don't know why. What the fuck is the difference going from 15 rounds to 12 rounds? You're gonna. Well, we're gonna save.
They're trying to save the extra 9 minutes of concussive activity in the head, or they can fit more fights on pay-per-view. Yeah. You can fit more fights if you cut out 3 rounds here, 3 rounds there, 3 rounds there. You can actually fit in 2 more fights.
Right. That greatest fight of all time clip that is Muhammad Ali against it's not one of the guy's last name is shit. I thought it was Williams.
Shit. I remember when Ali fought shit.
It might be Williams. I'm having a senior moment here. But this guy that he fought, it was right after Sonny Liston. And this guy had gone the distance with a lot of great fighters. And he had 62 knockouts, this dude, that Muhammad Ali just fucking dismantled. I mean, it's a piece of art. If I ever find the clip again, I will share it. It's like the guy couldn't hit Ali. He would punch him, and Ali would he didn't even move his body.
Slipping punches like this. Slipping
fucking punches. Amazing. But this guy was cut up like the Evander Holyfield field of his day, Holyfield, he had like not an ounce of body fat on him, and in those days that was uncommon for somebody to be in that kind of shape. But 62 fucking knockouts. I mean, 62. Mike Tyson never had 62 knockouts, and so I mean, it's just an uncommon thing. That's how many fights these people would have in those days. They would go 15 rounds every other week.
Yeah.
That's what you'd have to do to get 62 knockouts and not be a champion, right? So he lost 25 fights. But it's a great piece of boxing to watch because it's just like Ali is, and he wasn't Ali at that time. He was still calling himself Cassius Clay. Young man, and just in the prime of his life, almost untouchable. Almost untouchable. It's like even when the guy did manage to hit him, it was like with a glancing blow as he was kind of turning away from it or what. So it didn't do any damage. Just something really spectacular to watch. If you really want to know why Ali is held in such high esteem, that fight shows you right there how much better he was than everybody else.
And to think that how much better he would have been had he not lost those 3 years in jail.
Yeah.
Well, in jail, those 3 years that he was not allowed to fight, because
I
don't think he was in jail.
Yeah,
was he in jail for the whole 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucked up, man. That because he didn't want to go fight a war that meant nothing, and he was absolutely. If history marks anything about that situation, Ali was absolutely right to not go fight a war where especially minorities were just being sent to the front lines, just like to die. You just go over there to die because we need to sell more Coca-Cola to Vietnam or whatever.
Right.
Whatever it was, it's just like there was no point in that war. The old communist bugaboo, they're going to come and get us. If Vietnam falls to communism, it won't be long before America falls to communism. Well,
it took 40 years, 50 years, but we're falling. Yeah, but we're not falling to communism. We're falling to authoritarianism.
Right. Yeah. There's no fucking communism, and there's no communism. Even though the Communist Party is ruling Vietnam, they're the most fucking capitalist nation. How many times in a week do you get fucking email marketing stuff from capitalists in Vietnam selling shit? They are the most capitalist country I've ever dealt with, and I've dealt with them a lot, and I'm not putting them down. I mean, they're making money. Good for them. But the idea that just because you call it a communist party, it's communist. No, the state doesn't run all the businesses there. Businessmen run the businesses there. Private business. That's not communist.
Right.
America will never fall for that. So, yeah, you basically, you'd have to convince all these fucking billionaires, give up all your property to the state. You think that's going to happen ever in the United States of America? That you're going to get millionaires and billions? You know, this is another thing. Because people talk about millionaires now. Oh, you can become a millionaire overnight. That's basically like when you and I were teenagers. If somebody would say, you could become a thousandaire, because billionaire is the new millionaire thing. Millionaire means nothing now, right? He's just a millionaire. He's not a billionaire. So people are saying, you can become a millionaire overnight. That equates to when you and I were in high school, somebody saying, you could become a thousandaire overnight. That's not so impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made my first 1,000.
I just sent a link to Steven. He just asked for a link.
Steven?
Yeah, the guy that used to work with us.
Rings a bell.
He used to work with us. He asked for a link. I'm not saying he's coming in now. He may come in when he goes on his break, which I think is at 11.
Steven.
But he'll have the link.
Steven. Yeah. The name rings a bell. I can't put a face.
Let me see. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I got it. Potato.
Oh, I know who that is. That fat Amish kid. Yeah. The pedophile. Well, if anybody can fill us in on pedophile news, what's doing? Go away, Jane. So yeah, I got 2 emails yesterday from people who actually. This is mind-boggling, and now this just indicates that they watched the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes of the program and tuned out. Did that guy really see Bigfoot twice? What? I had to think about it for a minute. Like, what he never claimed to say. Oh, because I said in the beginning, he said the not Loch Ness monster. By the way,
Right. Well,
I
that's because
said,
it sticks its head out of the water like this.
yeah. Did you really see Bigfoot? Like, are you seriously asking me this question? Did you not watch? Because I said the reason we're saying this, we're going to save it to the end of the show. Stay on the edge of your seat, waiting for the story. I don't know. It's hard to make like why you're bothering to send me an email about this. You care about Bigfoot that much. We do have from my legacy of 40 years ago. I guess I still have a lot of Bigfoot enthusiasts who follow me.
Speaking of Dan, he's going to do my podcast with Alan, and he's also going to do Done Way Past Funny.
Oh, very good.
In November though, because he's busy with some crap about what was it? Some crap about Airplane and Stand By Me and that.
Yeah, but you just said Alan is Dan.
No, I said speaking of Dan, he's going to do the show with me and Alan.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, okay, good. We have, ladies and gentlemen, we have a visitor. It's not about Auschwitz though.
It looks like he's on a lamb. He's in a car. It's not moving though.
That doesn't look like a lamb. Is that a lamb?
Well, I said he's on a lamb. If he stood up, you'd see the lamb.
Oh,
if I stood up, a lot of things would happen.
And like what?
He'd lose his benefits.
He loses
Dude, I'm talking about the little blue sticker on the windshield that you never take when you go out of town. That you never put in your rental cars.
Yeah. I still got the parking, but I lost all the rest of the benefits. So that's okay. That's fine.
Did you buy a new car? Is that what you're in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sounds different.
So I could be expecting my bag of cash any day now?
After I
TD, why is he laughing?
I don't know why he's laughing, but we just lost the sound.
That's good because
why didn't you show up on Friday when we were man, this is the sad part. John was doing his best to entertain Jackie, and all Jackie would talk about was why you weren't there. Okay, it's like, where's Steven? Why didn't Steven show up?
What?
Steven doesn't like me, does he? Does Steven not like me? And Jackie was so upset thinking that you didn't like him because you were the only one who didn't show up. You know, the rest of us showed up. You were only 2 hours away, and you didn't want to show up. And so
I know.
Jackie took it personally. I don't even know if he'll ever recover. I don't know. I'm not certain he'll ever recover.
The person I bought the car from, okay, he works for the railway. And he wasn't in town till Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So he didn't get
you're gonna get that when you have old people.
Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah.
Someone's in the kitchen, I know.
Whoa.
Okay, anyway.
I didn't know that was a clan traditional song.
Whoa.
A clan folk song.
No, our traditional song is it's a clan cookout. Steve's on lookout. Yeah. It's a whole nother thing.
But tonight we're gonna hang us a Negro. I'm sorry.
This isn't 50 years ago. We can't do that anymore.
Oh.
I mean, they can't do that anymore.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, because
who's gonna miss him? It's not like he's gonna show up for work.
That's terrible.
So continue. Why you were telling a story about why you stood Jackie up on a date where you were supposed to.
Why you broke his heart?
No, so my buddy was supposed to be back in town Friday. And I was going to try to get the car in the afternoon and then just go from South Bend straight up to Kalamazoo because that's actually a shorter drive. But he got delayed in Pennsylvania somewhere, and he couldn't get his train back here till Sunday.
Before you go any further, that does not explain why you. Because if you're going to go up to Kalamazoo, we were in Grand Rapids. So why the fuck are you going to Kalamazoo?
Shit, see, I forgot it was in Grand Rapids. I would have went to the wrong place anyway.
That's what I'm saying. You don't care enough about Jackie to even know where he was.
I didn't have a ride.
See, yeah, I was going to go up to Kalamazoo, but he was in Grand Rapids, so you didn't want to see him.
Hold on a second. Is there not mass transit in Michigan, like buses, trains, planes?
I'm not in Michigan.
All right. In Indiana, there's no buses, trains, planes. I could take a bus from here to Boston. It takes 7 hours, but I could take a bus.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Friday, I still had to work, so I didn't get out of work till 5. So I wouldn't have made it to Grand Rapids till like 8 o'clock.
To quit that fucking job. I mean, how much money can you steal? You're probably loaded by now, right? You got, what do you got?
Dude, they track every dollar. There's no way to do it.
He would be loaded if he didn't spend all of his money on drugs and alcohol and fast cars.
I don't drink.
If he didn't spend his money on fast cars and slow women.
One of these fucking thousandaires that we hear so much about.
Actually, it's backwards. It's a slow car and fast women.
I'm talking about how you spend your money.
So, okay.
Exactly.
So, bottom line is
Ford
you
Escape,
couldn't get to Grand Rapids. You didn't have a ride there. You couldn't hitchhike or just hitch sit. So you couldn't get there. Why are you not in the bank now? You're out in your car.
She's frozen.
Did you? He's just. Oh no, that's his luck.
Oh, okay. He didn't have time to come visit Jackie, but he had time to shave his head.
He left. Oh, you know what? They came out and said, Stephen, you're fired. Get back in.
What is happening?
Why are you in your car?
Why are you asking us?
Are you playing hooky? Are you on your break? What the fuck's going on there? He's locked up again.
He froze again. Yeah. You know what it is? I know he's somebody came out to look for him. He because if he doesn't move, they won't see him. And he came out the bank going, "Where's Stephen?" He goes, "I don't see him. I see his car. I don't see Stephen."
Oh, we got another one. We got double Stevens here. Remove this one, add this one.
Double Stephen.
What do you got? 2 cameras going on? What the fuck?
No, I don't know. My iPad switched to 5G and it froze. It was weird.
All right. So are you at work? Are you on break? What's
no, today's my half day, so I went and got the car registered and plated and getting ready to go into work. I just figured I'd hop on it because I don't have to be into work till 12:30. So
plated, you say? Plated. I like that. You got license plates on it. Plated. You shouldn't show your fucking license plate on here. Now all people are gonna dox you or whatever that means. They're gonna know.
I showed my license plate in the video, but nobody's gonna watch my video.
If they go to the address that's registered to, they're gonna go to my ex-wife's house and go do your best or worse. I don't care.
So Andrew Holshoe, who is supposedly filling in for Anthony D'Ambrosia, who's the director of the Auschwitz film, he said he would be here. He's not here. So I'm getting double stiff by these Auschwitz guys.
Oh, it's double stiff. That's better than an Oreo cookie.
Right.
They
went and filmed this thing on location in Poland at the old Auschwitz thing. That's going to an extreme for filmmaking, independent filmmaking.
Especially when there's nobody live left in there.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to an extreme just to bring a film crew over there. And first of all, you have to bring a Polish interpreter, right? Probably.
Well, I'm willing to bet that those tourist places, especially places like that, probably have English-speaking people.
You think that's a tourist spot?
Actually, Auschwitz is, actually, Auschwitz is a big tourist attraction.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit. I mean, what a great
I think most of the people who go there are deniers who go there not to see it.
No, it's 50-50. It's deniers, and then it's people that had family there, and then there's also the weirdos that are like, I'm gonna go see if I see a ghost or something.
There was an abandoned prison in Maine. Actually, I'd say it's a fort. It's a fort in Maine, and it's abandoned, but they still have the jails in the basement, and it's not lit. So when you walk by the jail cells, they're all dark. And so I took my phone with the camera, and I took pictures in every cell, hoping just to see if I was going to find anything, that maybe a body still stuck in the corner that they left before they opened it up to the public. But I did. What was it? Oh, but I didn't see any ghosts. I was disappointed.
What does he say? I don't know if Stephen and GD know this, but you don't have to yell. There are things called microphones.
I'm sorry. You're right, John. But see, I have a macrophone in front of me.
Well, here's the thing, though. my setup is slowly upgrading. My new computer will be here today.
Oh, look at you! You're moving up in the world. You're
And
like a status symbol.
that should help a lot. So
Auschwitz. To take a guided tour of Auschwitz-Birkenau Memorial, you must book an entry card in advance of on the official website, which includes a personalized pass for entry to both Auschwitz and Auschwitz to Birkenau. I didn't even know there was a. They filled up Auschwitz so much that they needed to do a
sequel.
A sequel, an extra
or what they would call a reboot camp.
There are various tour lengths and types, including 2.5 hour and 3.5 hour, or 1 day or 2 day options. 2 days of just seeing, I mean, that would be enough. But this begs the question: how could there possibly still be Holocaust deniers if you can go there and actually see it? It's like the flat earthers who denied that you could go to Antarctica. You take them to Antarctica and they still deny it. Like, wait.
Here, if you've never been to Antarctica, how do you know that you're in Antarctica? You understand what I'm saying? They land you in a place that has ice, and you don't know. It's like, okay, this is an icy place. I don't know that I'm not in Alaska. I don't know that I'm not in, I don't know.
Well, if it took you like an hour and a half from Cape Town, South Africa, to get there, first of all, it couldn't be Alaska, and then second of all, when you're there for 48 hours and you see that the sun never sets, it just goes around you in a circle like on an even plane. That's a clue that you might be near the South Pole. I think so.
But you could be in the North Pole. Is what I'm saying. You don't.
Yeah, but you couldn't because it took you an hour and 20 minutes from Cape Town, South Africa. You could not get to the North Pole in an hour and 20 minutes from Cape Town, South Africa. So
the world is flat, so it's not as far as you think. It's no. If it was
it's
like
farther than you think if it's flat because you got to stretch it out now. It's farther.
Oh, so you're thinking stretching it out like this, and I'm thinking stretching it out like you just flatten it. You know?
So then, yeah, all right, but so still,
it's like trying to push in a hump, and like you got a bump on your little brother's head, and you're trying to push it back.
Let's just say they think they might be at the North Pole. Still, the proof that the sun never sets is proof that the Earth is not flat.
Look, I'm with you. I'm with you, Matt. Are we going to just let this slide? A guy just put a body in the back of Steven's trunk.
I wasn't paying attention because I was listening to you talk about North Pole South.
And I'm watching it, and I was like listening to you, but I'm watching Steven, and this guy, Steven puts his mic on mute. This guy walks up, and then Steven mouths something, and I don't know what he's saying because his mouth isn't, but he says, "I'll open the trunk for you." Basically,
was it a child?
No,
I couldn't tell
because if it was a child, I mean, that's what we.
I don't know if it's a folded. I don't know if it's a child or a folded up adult, but it was not full size.
Can we play it back? No, we can't even play. Oh yeah,
no, it wasn't a body. He was getting my wheelchair out for me.
No, I saw what I saw. It was a body he was putting in your back of your car.
I'm trying to play it back now. Oh yeah, you see Steven shaking. Steven's happy about it. Look, he got a big smile on his face. Oh yeah, put her in the back is what he said. I can read his lips.
My God.
Oh, she's delicious. Yes, that's perfect. That's exactly what I ordered.
And listen, now I could be wrong, but I saw that guy's face, and Matt, if you could pull up that picture from one of Epstein's parties, I think that guy is the one that's right behind Trump and Epstein.
Yeah,
the guy that's like he's just off of you. You see his shoulder off the camera.
It's clear. Even the captions on YouTube are reading. Did you give her the Cosby cocktail?
Oh yeah.
Whoa. So yeah, Steven. Well, at least you're pursuing your true happiness. So good for you.
Yeah, everybody has to have a dream.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, your dream is some child's nightmare. But
no, it's not.
You have to break a few eggs.
Stop.
All right. I don't know. That was kind of like Wendy Weiner. You remember Wendy Weiner, the Whiners? You probably don't. It was an old SNL bit. I think Gilda Radner was one of the Whiners. That's how long ago it was. The Whiners. Doug and Wendy Weiner, and everything they said sounded like they were whining. I'll have a house salad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do they? Because there were in America, there was a period where we went through this. Whiners were a thing. People who just whined whenever they talk. I don't know. I haven't heard it in a while. The Valley Girl thing still permeates, but the whining thing I think kind of went away.
Speaking of SNL, what do you guys think of Cam Patterson being cast on SNL?
Too soon.
I don't know who that is.
I agree.
He's
one of the biggest names from Kill Tony, I guess.
He's not a William Montgomery. Take a step back. Oh, you can't take a step back. Wheel yourself just a little bit back from that 6 inches and say it again.
He's one of the best.
The second biggest.
He's the second biggest behind William Montgomery. But the thing is I know with SNL, like it's skit based, right? And I've never seen him do a bit or a skit that was pre-written. He's always just done stand-up. And he's only been doing stand.
You have to do auditions for. I'm gonna give. Okay, I don't know who this guy is, and I don't know who's running SNL.
I think
because
he's like
some of the
23
people
years old.
Because there's some people who left there because they've changed the way they do things now.
Yeah,
they've changed some of the stuff, and so some people have left because they don't like the new atmosphere. So I'm not sure. I mean, he may have passed the audition. I'm not sure the audition is as stringent as it used to be in the past.
Well, so with Cam Patterson, he kind of gives off ghetto Kevin Hart vibes, I guess.
Kevin Hart gives off ghetto Kevin Hart vibes.
I feel like he's more funny because he's loud than because he's actually funny.
I saw
he's Chris Rock, but let me just say, if you want to prick. If you want to prick, would you like a prick? If you want to prick DD's anger bone, just say Kevin Hart enough times, and you will.
Well, I think what you said was right, though. I think it's more of a Chris Rock thing, and I think maybe that's what the vibe they're getting from him. We'll see what happens. I'm interested to see how it goes. I've never seen him do anything but stand up, so I don't know.
Yeah, I have a friend who did some shows with him in Orlando, and he sent me the tape of the entire show. Not good. I'm not ready. It's even in stand-up. I mean, it's one thing to go on Kill Tony, do a minute, do well in the interview. Goes Tony, fantastic! I love it. It's so insincere.
Well, he's been selling out clubs. He does an hour set.
I know, but it's bad.
It doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I'm sorry.
Believe me. It's almost to the point where I feel like I could do as well in an hour. The first 5 minutes, okay, something's happening here. And then after that 5 minutes, it clearly goes down, like the writing, the performance, all of it, like he's unprepared. And here's just my final word on this, and then you guys can just talk Cam Patterson and SNL all day.
I don't know enough about him to talk about him.
I think Lorne Michaels is doing this to try to kind of redeem himself for the Shane Gillis thing. I think there's something in his psyche that says, I need to give more young people opportunities, people that might not necessarily be ready, but I still have to do this for the sake of my reputation.
I don't think you're doing it for that reason.
It kind of feels like that's the reason.
I don't think so. I don't think it has anything to do with Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis, with the fallout around Shane Gillis, the heat that Lorne Michaels took for canceling Shane Gillis.
Well, maybe it's not even.
But did he bring Shane Gillis back?
He's brought him back a couple times.
So that makes up for it.
5 years later. Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it's a Shane Gillis reason. I think maybe it's because he does see the fact that Kill Tony is giving younger comedians a chance.
I don't think I don't think he's giving young comedians a chance. I think it's a vibe thing. They're going by vibe and popularity. They're not going by talent anymore. Talent is not as important as vibe. Okay,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I know. Right. I know that. I know. If I was wrong, I wouldn't have said it.
Okay, handlebars, calm down. Calm down. I'm gonna track your sky. You keep talking.
Oh, look at that.
So it's just a vibe thing. I'm not even sure if Lorne Michaels is making those decisions anymore. And I'm only saying it because I thought he was retiring.
I thought he was retiring and Tina Fey was taking over.
And I would hope to think that Tina Fey, maybe it is Lorne Michaels, because I would hate to think that Tina Fey is making these piss ass decisions.
I wasn't even aware that Tina Fey was taking over. That's good for her. She deserves it, right?
I think if Tina Fey takes over, I think the show actually would actually improve, because I think Lorne Michaels was starting to do stupid shit.
And here's the thing, I don't know if I'm correct on that, but I'm certain that I read, and I think it was for People magazine posted it, that Lorne Michaels had like soft chosen Tina Fey, and that he was working closely with her so she can kind of learn what he does, and so when he retires, she can take over.
I feel
hopefully she'll learn what he does and do it better. Because
I have
more respect for her than I do for him.
But Tina Fey, after Sarah Palin became irrelevant, what did Tina Fey have to do after that? Like she was
producing shows, right? Didn't she produce? Was it Parks and Recreation or something?
She was producing Parks and Rec. She was producing several, The Community. There was a few shows on NBC that she was producing, and she was also doing a good bit of producing and writing on SNL.
We have somebody in the chat room making a very relevant comment. Who the F? And what does that F stand for? Do you have any?
F?
What the F does that fat? Oh, so it stands for fat. What the fat does that fat Amish potato even know about comedy? Is Lorne Michaels a fat Amish potato? Is that who we're talking? Oh, Cam Patterson, a fat Amish potato?
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of Amish, Theo Von had a 14-year-old Amish kid on his podcast. Why?
I saw that.
Why? I don't know either.
I don't know why.
Because he could. Listen, if any first of all, how do Amish kids even find out about podcasts? Right? If you're real
Rumspringer is how.
Huh?
Rumspringer.
So when they go on Rumspringer, the first thing these kids do, because they usually get a big wad of cash when they go on Rumspringer, and the first thing they do is they usually hit the closest cell phone store and they buy cell phones. I know this because I live in Amish country. I've sold hundreds of phones to Amish kids coming in, because prepaid you don't have to be 18. So they'll come in, they'll buy a phone, they'll get a Bluetooth speaker, they'll put like 6 months worth of time on it. And they'll sit there and they'll ask questions. They'll be like, what do you use for music? Oh, and then I'll show them, Spotify or whatever. And they're
how long does Rumspringer last?
I don't know. I've always thought it was around 6 months, 6 months to a year.
Wow. I didn't know it lasted that long, because they're 16 years old. I thought they were there for like a weekend or something.
They get to experience the English world and decide if they're going to stay or go.
So who do they stay with when they're 16?
What is this thing that?
Don't know. I don't know. I've never gotten the details. The closest I've ever got to getting details was being invited to a party, and it was the most ridiculous, off the wall party I've ever been to.
Well, okay, when you say ridiculous,
I'm just trying to figure out. Can I convert to Amish? Go say I want to live with this family. I want to become Amish, and then at some point they will give this whatever this thing is.
No.
I get a big wad of cash to go experience the.
No. You've come from the world.
Yeah,
your decision.
These kids get it from their dads, and their dads give it to them, and they go out and they experience the world. And like I said, the party I went to was ridiculous. There was every drug you could think of, every alcohol you could think of, naked women, dirt bikes, loud music.
When you say ridiculous party, you mean like ridiculous?
You mean fun?
Close.
Fun. It's the word you were looking for.
It was fun, but it's like you have like Amish kids like ODing in the corner with needles hanging out of their arms, and you have
other more fun than that.
Then you got, but I mean, don't get me wrong. Parts of it was fun. Like you got all these like girls that are hopped up on cocaine, and it's a party.
When I'm throwing a party and I want somebody to come over, the first thing I say is, "Come on, man, we got Amish kids with fucking needles in their arms ODing. Come on, it's a good time."
They said, "No, this is." And that's what you said. No, this is Rumspringer. You just put the tip in. Rumspringer, just the tip.
What is it called? Rumspringer?
No, dude, they fuck.
I know. I don't. Okay, I'm not saying I know. Like I've been there. I'm just saying.
Like, okay,
I know.
I've been to parties where like in the rooms off of the party, people are hooking up in bathrooms or bedrooms, whatever, or even in the hallway. But like, I'm talking like you go into the barn where the party is, and there's just people on the floor fucking. Like,
So GD, let me translate for you. Stephen is not saying he was convicted of rape. He is saying he was convicted of oral copulation with a minor. There's a difference.
I was a minor too. I was 16.
Oh. That was a callback from an earlier segment.
No, I know what it was, you son of a bitch. Stop it.
No, it had nothing to do with you.
You don't talk about his mother like that.
It had nothing to do with you. It had to do with King Abdullah or whatever, Abdullah, whatever that guy's name is, who was arguing that he was not convicted of rape. He was convicted of sexual or oral copulation with a minor.
That's still rape.
Obviously.
What the fuck?
Listen to the lawyer. Listen to the Amish lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
No.
So, Stephen, tell us about your new Auschwitz film. Why did you go? What prompted you to make a documentary about Auschwitz after all these years?
Well, I watched a couple documentaries on the History Channel, and I thought this could be funny.
That could be funny.
And
I was thinking, are you guys from? I think Jackie had mentioned it, but I'm not sure if you guys remember. There was a Jerry Lewis film, Jerry Lewis's final film, called "The Day the Clown Cried," and it's about a clown who was seducing kids to come into the train to go to Auschwitz. Basically, we're doing clown tricks and magic and telling them jokes and stuff, and getting the kids to go on the train to Auschwitz. And I was thinking about that last night, and I'm thinking, this is the modern day bro podcaster. They're actually really doing that. They are the clown seducing the kids into Nazism, into getting into the train and boarding the train for Auschwitz, whether or
Sounds to me like there's another AI song coming from this.
Huh?
There's another AI song coming.
Oh,
Steven, just so you know, you left the show too soon because look what you didn't get.
Yeah.
What? Oh, you didn't get this either.
Wait, stay like that, Steven. Oh.
That's bullshit.
Also, a shirt. The shirt.
You didn't get a shirt
is the
either.
nicest part of it. I almost wore the shirt today, but then I said, you know what? I'm never going to wear that shirt.
I wondered about that. I wondered if you'd ever wear that shirt.
Yeah. I might even just put it like in a frame or something, a shirt in a frame. What is that fucking ringtone?
Sorry,
that's right. He's airing out his car. He's airing out his car. He had so much smoke that was sparking up his camera.
So this,
well, I don't need my boss to come out of the bank and see my car just hot boxed.
Oh. You boss a male or a female?
Female.
Ooh,
so I have a female boss, and then everyone else that works in my branch is a male.
Oh, I had many female bosses, and they all.
So are they taking turns making a deposit in her?
No, stop it. No.
Well,
she's literally old enough to be all of our moms.
Allow me to get in some trouble, if you will.
So you're trying to say that I'm not sexy because I'm old enough to be your mom?
You're not sexy.
Exactly that.
Oh.
And you don't have those that 8-pack.
No,
but
no.
I have worked.
8-pack.
I'm trying to get myself in trouble here with the feminist crowd, with the masculinist crowd, with the
anti-vax crowd.
Yeah. Well, it's just so fucking weird how these. Excuse me.
Sorry. I don't have my microphone to mute.
No, I get it. You're gay.
He loves me.
Which is more than we can say about you and Jackie. You just dissed him.
Stop, dude. I felt so bad. I was messaging John, dude. I was so upset that I couldn't be there. I tried finding a ride. I could not find a ride.
It's funny because I asked John, had he heard from you? John goes, Stephen who? I said, Stephen heard from Stephen? He goes,
wow.
I think what he actually said was, who the fuck is Stephen Ortiz?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's not true at all.
Because between the consoling Jackie, as a matter of fact, I still have Jackie's DNA on my shoulder from his tears. He was the way he was just crying.
That's not tears. Shoulder. We know what that's from.
Now allow me to finish getting myself in trouble here, please. My program. I think I'm allowed to get myself hated by people.
Yeah, you are.
All right. I am hated by people. I've had many female bosses, high executive ladies become powerful in the corporate world. I think they over compensate when they get power in the same direction that men have been accused of for years, rightfully so, of using their position of power to become predatory and sexual predators to people who work under them. It's been my experience with at least 10 different female bosses. And listen, being a male, you don't really, it's not really that offensive to you in some, if almost complimentary in some, he enjoyed it. But the fact is, it's true. And I think, the fact is, my opinion is true that a lot of women will go too far to become like men and then become the predators that they.
No, it does happen. I have been the prey to the predators in the past, and
why you?
He can't run
why?
away.
Because I'm Meals on Wheels, motherfucker.
Oh.
Anyways,
but they have to sit on you to get fucked, right? I mean, they have to take your pants off, get on your lap.
No, not necessarily. I can pick them up and put them on a counter and wear them like a COVID mask. It's cool.
How long?
But
ago
anyways, what were we talking about again?
The time you raped your female boss.
Oh no. I've seen it happen and I've been victim of it. No, my boss here is very much not like that. She's very much like. No, she's got kids. She's got a husband. She's a wonderful lady.
They all did. They all had.
She very much is like everyone's mom. She watches over the bank. She makes.
No, mine were like moms too. They breastfed me.
Okay, look, I don't.
Okay, speaking of breastfed, I'm not going to give away the joke, but last night Tom Myers' first joke broke. I think he broke the. Tom Myers when he finished, he came up to me. He goes, "I think I broke the room." His first joke was so different and so tasteless
about breastfeeding.
Yeah, and I remember I thought, okay, it's funny. I like Tom. I do. I like Tom. But his first joke, when he was doing it, was so tasteless. And I'm thinking, this is Tom. This is who Tom is. And he did break the room. I think he broke the room.
Interesting, because
and I had to follow. Then I had to follow Tom.
I actually like Tom more just hearing that, and I never disliked Tom, but I have more admiration for him knowing that that's who he is. He's a dirty fuck who breaks the room. I think I like that.
Yeah, Tom. This is the reason why Tom and I have gotten along for so long, because when a lot of other comedians were getting intimidated by me, Tom is not intimidated by me. Tom could not give a two rats ass about me. He's not intimidated.
Slaptail seems to know who Steven is. He says, "Are you coming here for the open mic for the mic on Tuesday? Are you going there?" And don't say the name of the town, because every time you say the name of the town, I giggle inside a little bit.
Yes, I do plan on being there Tuesday.
All right, that's just a silly name for a town. I don't know why.
So guys, I do have to jump off here.
That's okay. We were tired of you anyway.
Wait, go ahead.
Yeah, you wore out your welcome 3 minutes ago.
I don't see no. What is that?
I tried to jump.
Pedophile Express on the bus next to you? Is that what it is? Pedophile Express?
No.
Oh.
All right, guys.
I think that was the Lolita.
We don't let to see people who shitting themselves.
Matt, I think that was the Lolita Express.
Yeah, but his whatever. Maybe what happened there? Oh, he's back over there. It was weird. Over here he's gone. Over there he's back.
Yeah, because of the delay.
Yeah. How high do you have to be to name your town Kalamazoo? Hey, what to name the place? I don't know.
Just think of the things they didn't call it.
Huh?
Just think of all the names they could have called it and didn't.
Like? Give me one. You can't think of one. There's nothing more sillier than Kalamazoo.
Walla Walla.
Well, it's up there.
And Pennsylvania has places like Intercourse, Blue Balls.
Nothing compares to Connecticut, my anus. Where are you? I'm in my anus. How the hell did you manage that? I told you to kick your head out of your ass, but I didn't know all of you were. I'm in my anus. I think they say my anus just because if you live there, you don't want to say my anus.
Yeah, but blue balls is only one way to say blue balls.
Right.
He's like, that's what you're gonna say, blue a balls. No, it's like, no, it's blue
Yeah.
balls.
I'm kind of depressed that we didn't get to talk about Auschwitz here today.
Well, we did, just not with the right people.
The guy's name is Holshoe, Andrew Holshoe, cinematographer. Andrew Holshoe. It's like, really? Is that a made-up name? I mean, cinematographers don't need stage names, right? Like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. Holshoe. Don't judge a man till you've walked a mile in his holy shoes or something.
I think I've worked with him.
What do you mean?
I think I worked with Andrew. I do. I think
On what? Mountain climbing?
I have to text somebody to find out something real quick.
Well, they had their live stream premiere yesterday. They're still looking for distribution on this film, and they're looking for money. They're asking for fucking money to kind of make, like, they've had a premiere online, invitation to a world premiere that's already happened, $250. Invitation to a premiere that happened yesterday, $250. Live call with with the cast member, $50 to have a live call. No wonder he canceled. He wasn't getting paid for this. That's why he canceled. Well, that's the director.
I just sent a note out. See if it's the same Andrew.
So let me just give you a little synopsis here. So, invitation to the world premiere is $250. License for private watch party finished film of $100. Live call with a cast member is $50. What do you think you get for $5?
I'm gonna say a rock, a piece of dirt from an Auschwitz patch. A little patch.
Pretty much. They say thank you. They're actually telling you that. If you give us $5, we'll tell you thank you. Well, you should say thank you no matter what. If I gave you a penny, you should say thank you,
just
right?
say thank you if I showed up. Thank you for showing up.
I don't charge. This is the kind of guy I am. I don't charge people for thank yous. I give them out whenever I feel gratitude to somebody. I just give them a thank you. Like, I did not know I could charge for thank yous. Did you know that?
Well, I didn't know either because I've been thanking people at the end of the show. I write, thank you for watching.
I know.
At the end of the show.
And where's your money for that? You got anything to show for it? No. Now, did I do enough patronizing? Not patronizing. I really completely appreciate Elizabeth Croydon and all the efforts. I have lost some of the contacts that she told to come on the show. I've been trying to follow up with that, and there's so much that she put out there that I can't keep up with it all. But I think yesterday I probably fell a little bit short. I did get Dan to say some nice things about her. I said some nice things about her, but I feel like I didn't do enough to say thank you to Elizabeth for yesterday's show. I think yesterday's show was one of the more entertaining for me personally. Dan Pasternak, I really appreciated that talk, and his
how complimentary he was of her.
Yeah, but I know I didn't tell her that yesterday, but I think she expected that. She actually asked me to make sure he says nice things about him.
Oh, okay.
All I care about is hearing about Milton Berle's dick. She said, well, make sure Milton Berle's dick says something nice about me. I think, now this should, I didn't get a chance to ask Dan this, but with something like that, wouldn't you think when Milton Berle dies, somebody said, well, you got to cut the dick off, and we have to put that in the Smithsonian.
Plaster a case.
For future generations, just to document. I mean, or at least have a statue of it or something.
It may be in one of those Ripley Believe It or Not,
That's a good thing. I probably looked that up.
Have you ever been to Ripley Believe It or Not?
No.
Some of the things are like just straight up out of the carnival stuff. It's like, it's just literally, some of it's just real carnival barker stuff.
Yeah. Do they even have carnivals anymore? No.
They do, but I don't think they have the freak shows anymore.
Freak shows, yeah. I would
They
always.
have carnival because this is carnival season around here.
Yeah.
When it gets to well, I think carnival season is ending around here. Next week I'm going to a wine festival. Not what Saturday I'm going to a wine festival.
I think they do it to the first week of October here, and then it starts getting too chilly to do it
Right.
at night. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the nights are getting too short for them to make money late at night.
Yeah, I can't imagine people still going to those fucking things. Like, the rides are lame, the games are lame. You're gonna lose it. What's fun? The food sucks. What is good about the whole carnival experience? I haven't been to one in 30, 40 years or something, but I can't imagine people still going to waste money on these things. And there's still I guess I can close down Andrew Holshoe's webpage there. I can. The name Triumph of the Heart is the name of the film that premiered yesterday about Auschwitz. The link is probably in the description. I don't know why you want to see it because we have not talked about it or understood why even somebody would want to make a film about something so fucking horrible. Like, you don't know the story already. You know what happened. And what happened was not good. So there we are. That's a show. We're done, right? Aren't we done? Oh, are we done? No, we're not done.
I don't know if we're done.
He says, you know this guy, what's this guy? This guy's name?
Crack this guy.
What's this guy's name? Mike Benz. You know him?
You know him? Is that Mercedes Cousins?
Mercedes Benz?
Yeah.
No. I don't know. He's been on Rogan. He's a far right wing dude. He looks like a doofus and a half. Executive director of FFQ Freedom. I guess it's FFO Freedom. Fuck around and find out. Freedom. Former State Department cyber author. State Department cyber author. What the fuck is that? Unpublished monstrosity, weapons of mass deletion. Whatever. Okay, so the guy but he thinks way too high of himself. Like yesterday, he posted this thing on Twitter about new law, and he's basically saying if judges get it wrong in the sentencing of a guy, and he gets out and commits a new crime, the judge should be executed. Like, who the fuck are you? You're not a legislator. Where do you think so fucking highly of yourself that you get to declare new laws? You dude fucking died and named you king, you stupid fucking self-important asshole. I don't know. And so I wrote that. Who the fuck do you think you are? So far, it's got 199 reshares of it. People, that simple. Who the fuck do you think you are? That definitely resonates with people. Now, I'm not, saying this is any big thing, but I mean, this is the question we have to ask of all these fucking people who are just trying to ram their fake tough guy attitude. The right wingers who are just these phony tough guys who would fucking back down from a fight in a second if it came down to it. Phony tough, straight and narrow. Where you got to be a good man, be there, work, get in your truck. You got to get every day. You got to get up in your truck, get in your truck, and go to work. These fucking guys, they're at the fucking bar, cheating on their wives, whatever. And then they come on this phony attitude. New law. I'm gonna make. Who the fuck do you think you are? And that should be my motto for when I run for Congress again. Matt Napo. Who the fuck do you think you are? And that's what we need to say more. Who the fuck do you think you are? Donald Trump. Who the fuck do you think you are?
I'm producing a show and headlining a show in November. And it's called what's it called? Funny Old Farts. And all four of us are people that are over 55. Probably all of us are over 60. But for the finale, I'm going to have all four of us on stage together, and we're going to sing a parody of Short People, but we're calling it Old People. And I'm sending the lyrics. I just wrote the lyrics this morning.
Is it old people got no reason to live? Is that
No, that's too negative.
well?
I
Short
think.
people have no reason, right?
Do I have the lyrics for old people up here?
Short people
I
got
hmm.
is right.
No, I don't. I'm looking
I,
for old people. There it is. Um, I
what
can.
where do you draw the line on old people?
You don't because they're so wrinkled. You won't get a straight line.
No, I mean, where do you become an old person? Because I thought I was old when when I reached 30. I thought I was old when I reached 40. No,
My
okay.
my comedy, according to my comedy, you become an old person when people start treating you like you're 6 years old again. So that when what you do as an old person becomes the same as a 6 year old, 5 or 6 year old. So the occasional bedwetting, uh, a 6 year old wants a puppy, they won't let him have a puppy, they'll let him have a goldfish. When you're old, they don't want you to have a dog because you won't live long enough to take care of it. So they want you to have a goldfish. To me, that's where it is. When they start treating you like they won't let you drive anymore, just like they won't let a 6 year old drive, that's when you're old.
All
That's
right. Well, this is interesting because I'm putting myself in this picture mentally here. Now I'm going to take my own right to drive away before anybody else is probably too old to drive. I have noticed night driving, especially, is getting more difficult, and I think this could be just like my fucking old man imagination. I think they are making headlights far more. They're like brights. Everybody's headlights are like brights. I think everybody's got their brights on. They don't have their brights on. They just have stronger headlights than they ever did before. Either that or my eyes are just fucking totally shot. But it's hard to drive now at night, especially with all these fucking headlights. So it's good for the driver to have the whole world lit up. But if you're coming at that driver, it's fucking a menace. Like, ah, is it just me? It's just me, right?
well, if you want, I will. I'm not going to sing it because I think if I sing it, we might get a copyright strike because I'll be using their melody. But I will read the lyrics.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so let me just my glucose monitor just went off. All right, here it goes. Old people, all right, old people. There's no pleasing. Old people. Well, who needs them? Old people got less reasons to live. They got dried up glands and flappy thighs. They bump into stuff with their cataract eyes. They got hairy noses and removable teeth. Their orthopedic shoes hurt their orthopedic feet. Well, who bought those old people? Who brought those old people? Who brought those old people around here? Then there's the bridge. Old people are just the same as you and I. You tell yourself at night. They're such a bother how come they just won't die to make room in the world? Old people got frail bodies. Old people got frail bodies. Old people got frail bodies to shove. They got wobbly legs, makes them move too slow. You got to pick them up when they fall on the floor. They got little walkers. They go squeak, squeak, squeak. They got gravelly voices. They spit when they speak. They have a tendency to they have a tendency to linger. They're running out of time, but your only choice is to grow old or die. Well, who brought those old people? Who brought those old people? Who brought those old people around here?
So I'll probably do that tomorrow at the senior center where I'm playing. It probably would not have gone over well. Last week I played at the VA in the vent ward, and there were literally people, and I'm thinking this because could you stand over here because he's only got one eye? And these people, I think in these thoughts, like I would be begging somebody to kill me in this position. The people who they don't eat because they're being fed through a tube. Their waste is being taken out through tubes. They can't move. They're stuck in this chair. They can't speak. They're conscious in here. One eye, hearing not so good. You're clinging to life. really clinging to life. And not, who am I to tell them, just put yourself out of your misery? It's not for me to say, but I know in that position, I'm already, I wake up every morning singing, if there was a God, I'd be dead by now, because I ask every night, God, if you're there, if you hear my prayer, fucking kill me. But in that position, I'd find a way to kill myself. I would. I'm sorry, and I'm not promoting suicide here. Church of Satire, funny old farts. I don't know any of those people. Not even the black guy on the end there. I don't even know him.
No, I wouldn't expect you to know them. These are old friends of mine.
Church of Satire thing. Elizabeth had a friend who did a show there. It looked very good. I mean,
yeah, I did a show there. Elizabeth did, yes.
No, but I mean, she posted a.
Oh yeah.
The stage looked very good. The stage.
It's not very big though. That stage was hand built by a guy named Craig Paul.
That's good. That's a good thing. If it's not very for stand-up comedy, I don't want a guy having too much space. Don't walk around. Don't, because if you got the space, you're tempted to use it, right?
Well, I will. Yeah. I won't use the whole stage, even if it's like but the way I walk, the way I pace my comedy, it's a little bit. My comedy is a little bit bigger than the stage that they have there. But I can make it work.
If I were doing stand-up, and I'm not doing stand-up, so this is irrelevant, but I would prefer the smaller stage. Even doing music, when I'm doing solo shows or like acoustic stuff, and I don't want a big stage. A big stage makes me feel so small and insignificant. A small stage makes me feel like I'm here. This is my spot. They got the night, as long as it's nice and dressed up, and Church of Satire looks good. So
yeah. Now for the stage at the Wealthy Theater. I don't know how big it is, but that's almost the perfect size for me. It's like maybe 10 feet deep and 15, 20 feet wide. That's perfect for me.
how was the attendance? Was it sold out or close to sold out?
It was close to sold out, I think. I think that venue holds 67 seats, and I think there were maybe 8 to 10 empty seats.
Now, this is I don't want to get into the money, the financials here, but I will just share this. There was a time when I said to Jackie, there was a show opportunity, Florida or Georgia or one of these, and they wanted to pay him $20,000 for one day. I'm not going to Florida for $20,000. Whoa. But I don't think he made $20,000 last week.
No, but also I think because remember, that's his old stomping grounds. He went to school there. He had friends there that he hadn't seen for a while. So I think that was also an incentive.
Yeah, I'm sure he has no friends in Georgia.
Yeah, so he went. It was kind of funny because I was talking to this one lady who knew Jackie back in high school, and she's giving me all these stories about Jackie from high school. And so I went up to Jackie and I started telling the stories like they were mine.
Wow. Let me just tell you a little bit about Jackie's high school experience. Now, Jackie was a gymnast in high school, a very talented gymnast.
Yeah.
But where he went to high school, snobby blue bloods. I hate to say it, and Jackie's not a snobby blue blood, but the area where he grew up and the town that he came from, Theodore Roosevelt was a neighbor. He was dead by the time Jackie was in high school, but his estate was a neighbor. The Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt's house was just down the street, even though he was originally from upstate New York, White Plains or whatever. He had a house in the neighborhood. This is an upscale neighborhood. Sagamore Hill is right down the block. Very nose in the air. The part of Long Island that is definitely white people with money. Blue bloods, so
it's a good. I like the neighborhood. I like the Wealthy Theater. I like the setup. So as a matter of fact, I'm going to be working with John about producing a show there.
You would never guess that Jackie was a blue blood, or from that blue blood neighborhood. I mean, he seems like a regular neighborhood guy, right?
Up until you see the gym. Well, the thing is, like, you see I mean, it explains some things like usually gymnastics takes money, the lessons and stuff like that. The guitar, stuff like that. But I think the fact that I think the fact that he's so down to earth is such a credit, especially when you consider where he came from.
Who were we talking about? We were talking to the other day something about walking away from a big payday or something.
Right. Yeah. It was the guy that
what's the children's author?
Yeah, it was the children's author.
Stephen A. Schneider. But Jackie, I thought I was bad. I walked away from a $204,000 a year job. I just quit it with no. You don't get unemployment when you quit. I had no fucking, net below me. I just quit. Just walked out. I'm not making me happy anymore. I quit. Jackie walked away from $650,000 a year. Just, I don't need it. That's principles. Standing up for your principles. I mean, that's a big.
My 40,000 seems so petty now.
Right.
But it was a lot to me because I was broke.
It doesn't seem like he has any regrets about that too. But $640,000 a year, it's a nice year. I mean, it's a really nice living for yourself, and just to walk away from that, man, it's got to like all of a sudden you're making $640,000 less than you were making last year. That's got to put a real. But it doesn't seem like Jackie has a single regret about that. Not one single regret about that. Good for him.
Well, his ex-wife seemed to have a slight regret about it. She does. Yeah. And you saw the movie. You saw the movie. Her reactions, like, yeah, we had all this money, and then we didn't have so much.
Yeah, then we didn't have so much. But he still seems happy.
Right? Yeah, and I think that's like I said, I was not a Howard Stern fan back then.
Still not.
No, and I'm still not. And I didn't have an appreciation for what Jackie was doing back then. But once I saw him perform on stage, I had a whole new appreciation for what he does. And it just opened. And I think that's why I'm not gonna say I'm like a fan, like a fanboy, but I have such real appreciation for what he does now, which I did not have. And I mean, I may have been incapable of having that same appreciation 60 years ago, whenever it was I first heard him. Not 60 years ago, whenever it was I first heard him, 40 years ago. I may have been incapable of that. But now that I've done comedy for a while, even though we're in two different genres, he's like a comedian and I'm a humorist. I'm not going to hold that against him. I appreciate what he's doing and what he's done. I think he's incredible in that regard.
Wow. Just because the other day, Monday, I think Stern announced that he's not going anywhere. He's still doing his show. Or Tuesday. Okay.
But so to do cough up money, he's just going to take the loss.
Stern 71 is broadcast. He's very happy at Sirius XM. But one of the positive things about all this fake news is I heard from a lot of companies who want the show, but he's staying there. Right, I think he's.
But they're still gonna. He didn't say anything about money. Yeah, you can stay. Remember, we said that he would stay there, just not having to take the money.
They're reducing it from $100 million to probably half of that, or even less than half of that. Probably, I don't know. He did not disclose the financial.
Yeah, they may have cut back on the money and increase his share, like a profit share thing.
But with Jackie, I'm not like, there are lots of people like me who knew of him very well long before the Stern Show. The joke line, if you were growing up on Long Island, there was this one music magazine that was in every bar called Good Times, and on the back page there was a Use Your Finger ad, and it was Jackie with the joke line stuff, and everybody knew about it. In 1979, 1980, the joke line was a cool thing because this was before there were like phone sex lines and all that kind of nonsense that was sprung up in the 80s. And so that was just the coolest thing. You could call in and the guy would just tell you a dirty joke, and you call back and it's a different dirty joke, an interesting thing. So Jackie was a celebrity on Long Island before he got on the stage. A celebrity, well known, especially to people who were in clubs, and that while they were ordering a drink or something, they'd have Good Time magazines in front of them, or watching a band, they'd have Good Times magazine in front of them. So everybody knew who Jackie was. On the Stern Show, what he did was very different from anything like that, telling jokes or his stage act or anything. He would be constantly writing stuff on paper and like giving it to Howard to say on some of it he did and some of it he didn't. And he would save all those. Every single one he got back from Howard, and he'd get like the celebrities to sign it. He's still got that studio he's on here from is full of like memorabilia like that.
The thing is, I was doing the same thing for you. I was like writing these notes, I'd put them up here, and you just wouldn't acknowledge them. So I stopped doing it.
Yeah, well, I've had that ex-friend Ralph, who I've known since birth. For early days, he wanted to be my Jackie. He'd be in the chat room saying the jokes. And why didn't you repeat that? Like, first of all, the people in the chat room with you already fucking heard you say it. So now if I say it, I'm like just repeating your joke. I'll be happy to say, well, Ralph said it. But I'm not comfortable in that, having other people just tell me what to say. I'm going to say what I think. You say what you think. But Stern didn't have a problem with that because Stern knew he wasn't funny. I think comedy like Jackie is, at least in my opinion, inspires nostalgic reaction. This is what we need. I'm going to try to get people to discover him again. Somebody, I won't say who, but it's a local comedian here on Long Island that everybody knows, said to me at one of my recent public shows. He said, "You're doing a lot to make Jackie relevant again. People know about Jackie because I know that you're giving me way too much credit. Not that many people tune in." But he said, "No, he said you can tell there's buzz around Jackie now, and there to some extent, and I'm not taking credit for this, but to some extent, Jackie has had a resurgence in the last couple of years. Whether we had any small part to do with that or not, it's true that he is working more often. More people are excited to go to his shows in the last couple of years. So good for him. I mean, doing what he wants in that part of his life. Old people don't know." Anyway, that's a show, right? Is that a show? Can we give up? Can we say goodbye? Listen, tomorrow. Oh, did I get stuck? I'm stuck, right? Move me. Can I move? No. There I go. I can move. I don't think I could start the show. Here's. I owe you another nickel. Here's the deal. My wife's car is in the shop. We just got a call back. Oh, you're gonna be a couple of days, so she's using my car. So I'm gonna have to get up and drive her to work. I'm not sure I'll be back in time to start the show tomorrow. Do you still want to do a show, or do you want to?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, John Beavers asked me to send him the link.
Okay.
So he's gonna ride shotgun.
I'll do the bucket right as soon as we say goodbye here. I started one. I made a graphic, just you on the graphic for the coffee with the dog, and then I was like, did he say dark after coffee?
Coffee after dark? No, dark after coffee. Yeah, dark after coffee.
Right. I wasn't sure what to call it, so I didn't. Because
instead of saying coffee after dark, it's dark after coffee. Yeah,
I'm locked up again. How do I keep getting locked up? Stop locking me up. All right, so
I will see what I can do about creating a news thing myself for tomorrow.
You don't even have to do it, but just so you know, the opening video thing says Carl use this one. It's from when Carl was guest hosting for a while, and so I labeled it Carl use this one. That's the starter, the one that starts the show.
Okay.
All right. So we'll get out of here.
When I start the stream, I don't have to start anything else manually. Everything else will start automatically.
Yeah, you can just start the stream and then hit that call as soon as it says you're live. Hit that call. Use this. It's at the bottom of the video things. And if you want, you can play the music, which is all in order. The top music, second one right below that, and the 402 coffee is the boom, 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 boom. Wake up, America! 420 coffee is what it says. 420. Why does it say 420?
And I will see if I can do a 1 minute news thing tonight for tomorrow morning.
Oh, that would be interesting. I was going to do one for this morning. I can't find news headlines anymore.
But you realize that if I do a news thing, it's going to be my version. It'll be real news, but it'll be probably with a little snark at the end of it.
I prefer that. I mean, I prefer if you could be Charles McCoy, but you can't be Charles McCoy.
No, because I'm G.D. Fenderson.
I'm locked up again. I keep getting locked up. So I guess that's a signal for me to get the fuck off the show, right? To getting locked up.
Yeah.
Anyway, tomorrow it will be GD after dark, or dark after coffee.
Dark after coffee.
Yeah, and I won't be here. I'll miss you people desperately. I might pop in later on just to. Oh no, I have I forgot. I have to be in Oceanside and do a senior citizens place tomorrow. So I won't see you tomorrow. I'll miss you already. But don't forget to turn on your radio.
listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.